fucking Moonwee! Please don't be broken. Okay, it's not broken. Let's go! Hello, everyone! Welcome back to the garden. I hope everyone's having a good day today. Hello, Cthulhu. Hello, Vaughn. Thank you for the fucking bunny! Hello, hope everyone has a good day. It has! I have! I hope it's the same for you too, Vaughn. Because as much as everyone's day should be good, your day should also be a good day. Good day. I had a very good day today. Very productive. I cleaned my room. I folded laundry. I changed my bed sheets and my pillowcases, and very productive. And then I got sick from all the dust, and then I took a nap, and now I am alert, and some coffee too. Housewife Bunny. I mean Cthulhu. They don't call me the house husband. Please tell. Ooh, there's a bun on my. Why am I being sprayed? No! That was a good fun, though. Oh, there's a bun on my screen. Oh, there's a Fizzy on my screen. Hello, Fizzy. Hello. It's a cute imp. Also, Cthulhu. Wait, why am I? I'm slowly inching towards you guys. I am not here, Bunny. Definitely not spying for any place sneaking to the stream. I'm sure everyone's gonna be good. Please do tell me what happens. Please do tell me if it's a good D&D stream, Cthulhu. I'm sure it'll be an interesting story. But yeah, today we're gonna be playing some Tiny Bunny, which was given to me by the dear Cthulhu themselves. I never asked your pronouns, so I'm being good and using neutral pronouns, which I still need to work on, but I am learning, and I will admit to my faults. I make a lot of mistakes, and I'm sorry if I ever misgendered you. I use guys as a gender neutral term. I hope everyone gets that. Got Tiny Bunny for Small Bunny. Yeah! Wait! No! I'm not Small Bunny! Right, yeah, today we're gonna be playing some Tiny Bunny. Which, to be warned, this game contains offensive language and scenes of physical and psychological violence, so be aware of that. Okay, I just noticed a pinned comment, consider me curious. Yeah, this game is based on, from what I've read, this game is based on, was it a Russian or a German person's story? I don't know. I forgot. I just read a bit Russian. Ah, yeah. Russian storyteller. And yeah, it got me interested a long while ago, and Cthulhu saw it in my wishlist, and they got it for me, which... Thank you! Thank you, Cthulhu. So yeah, and I decided, since it might be a short gameplay, a short game, so hopefully we can finish it off this week, because I have a lot of horror games that I want to play. That's why. Oh, you see that? You see that, chat? You see that in the corner there, chat? That's Thanksgiving. You know what I'm gonna do with it, chat? You know what I'm gonna do with the Thanksgiving, chat? Ah, bam! Takes away your Thanksgiving. It's now Halloween for another month. Now there's 3 months of Halloween. I've Halloweened your turkey, chat. How do you feel about that, chat? I know James and Janice will be very scared of that. Can you do that to Christmas as well? I'll try, Vault. Mariah Carey and Padoru is very powerful. Those are very powerful creatures. They are very powerful creatures, and I need all the power that I could get. But soon, Vault, soon I'll bring Halloween to Christmas, like Jack Skellington before me, and I, Bun, the Pumpkin King, shall steal Christmas from under Padoru and Mariah Carey's noses. As you can tell, I'm very hyper today. This is what you get when a bunny has slept enough and drank coffee. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the game. Wrong screen there. You guys can't hear anything, so... Oh, wait. Why am I moving? I have to click in. Game audio. You guys have sight. Now I shall give you hearing. Wabam! Hopefully you guys can hear some music later. There's no music right now, so don't worry. After looking to finish D&D prep, please add me if you spot feathering or Helva. I know snitch. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Nuh-uh. I'm not snitch. Oh, that's a cool effect for an option. Interesting. Oh, I love the stylization of the bunny hairs. Nose twitchies! Wait, did you guys see the nose twitch? The nose twitch again! This is a very dapper looking bunny. The eyes! Wait. If I click on the bunny, then wait, is it gonna twitch the ears? No, not twitch, no ear twitchies, only nose. I accidentally exited out the game. Hang on, Jared, I'm opening it up again. I got too excited. There you go. Alright, let's full screen, skip, read text, auto, music, sound, voices, reset to default. Alright, I think all the options should be fine. Let's head into the game then. Is this an icy window? The wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twined in the air. They were shouting and laughing, and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with his hollow eyes, rustling, whizzing, swaying back and forth. One could come on and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves. There was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still... Oh, it's a raccoon! The owl will arrive. Are we at dinner? Oh!
Убери книгу немедленно.
Oh! Wait, it is voice acted. Interesting. You could see the snow, and it's the 7th of something, I guess. Interesting things on the fridge, though. You can see some dinosaurs, a horse, and some sketches of some creatures? Some animals, I guess? I can see deer? Question mark? Hey, put away your book.
Не читай за столом, вредно. Сидишь, сутулился весь.
How many times have I told you not to read that table? It's bad for your health. Look at how slouched you are. Oh. Oh! So it's point and click, huh? Wait, can I do anything else? Nope. I didn't protest and put the book about Conan and the Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyways. Olia had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic, she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finished all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from the Costia Odyssey. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. It's not that bad. I love the ocean. Or how cold the black forest is at night. Oh, that one I don't know. The spoon fell out of my hand. Mom shot me with a cold glare from her green eyes.
Что я говорила?
What did I just say?
Я достану.
I'll get it. Oh, I'm playing as Anton? You love the top layer of the ocean. No, I love all the ocean. The top, the bottom, the sides, the insides. I love the ocean. I love it so much. I love all the funky fish. I love the little derpy fishies. The deep depths of it's something else entirely. I love it. I love the little fishies. They're so cute. And the little ecosystems. I love it so much. I just hate dolphins. I hate the only thing about the ocean. The only thing about the ocean that I hate is dolphins. I don't like dolphins. And seahorses. I hate seahorses. They're useless fish. I don't even get why they're considered fish. I felt around for the spoon. What is this? Carved on the other side of the table? Karina. Ha! That's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal arranging the furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? Nah, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagine her being my age sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? Ah! Old lady. That's completely fair, but seahorses are good. They are not good. They're terrible. They don't even know how to swim. Seahorses are aliens. They are, and not even the cool ones. I imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Olya asleep nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Taiga is a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you up, trying to discern what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, well, it'll grab you by the side and drag you underground. And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in one of the conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket. Oh, wow. And she called it her cute funeral box. I doubt she's taking death by stride. It waited for its time in the closet, patiently. Why would you put that in the closet? I guess you wouldn't need any more clothes, I guess, after that. It was black, upholstered with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all of the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with grey faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Olya was done with her cookies and was looking at my shell like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze toward the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of frost formed a picture on the glass. Oh, it's a fox! I thought it was a raccoon. Olya, look, it's a fox. Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put on the back of student notebooks. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle. Not outside, on the window. Look, his nose and here's... Hey, eat up. Yes, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up. There's not much left. Ah, there it is, but it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you it does. Nuh-uh. It does. Stop it, these kids, I swear. No, I couldn't see the fox either. It disappeared. Went away. Only the frosty pattern, similar to stretched out nettle leaves, kept creeping up the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with long, measured steps. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stings." This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point in all this?" through the walls. "It's all for your sake," Dad would reply, "for the sake of our family." I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest word that started with a D. I know it's divorce, but... You know. DIVO. I don't even want to finish it. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl in my window. Is this day when you're doing a Pokemon battle?
Опять ты со своей совой.
You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me just yesterday.
Никто ключи от машины не видел?
Has anybody seen my car keys?
Вроде оставлял на подоконнике.
I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Huh. It's weird that Olya's the only one with animation on her. Right?
Вроде.
Right.
Вроде оставлял, вроде нет.
Maybe you did, and maybe not.
Вроде взрослый мужчина, отец 2 детей, а вроде...
You're a grown man, a father of 2, and still...
Перестань, пожалуйста, Карина.
Karina, please stop.
Дай мне спокойно собраться.
Just let me get ready in
В
peace.
корзине твои ключи, возле телефона.
Your keys are in the basket, near the phone.
Огромное тебе человеческое спасибо.
Well, thank you very much.
Антон, ешь быстрее, а то как мученик сидишь.
Anton, stop making a martyr of yourself and finish eating already. Is that a term?
А сова?
But the owl.
Не было там никакой совы.
There was an owl.
Была!
But there was one.
Глазюки огромные! Во! И светятся!
Whoa! It had giant glowing eyes. Olya sprung up from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, emanating a pair of eyes with her finger, the size of an apple each.
В прошлом году бабай в шкафу. Сейчас сова?
What's Babai? Last year you had Babai in your closet, not this owl?
Но я же видела!
But I saw it! Olya shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support.
А ты не думала подружиться с ней, нет?
Have you thought about befriending it?
Вымышленными мышами покормить, например.
You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice.
Не подначивай ребенка.
Don't bully our girl.
Просто мала еще, и спать одна боится.
She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Olya pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, the look in her eyes. Oh. Wait, why did I... Oh, that look in her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just started a reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. Wait, is that... I don't know if I'm singing the Little Mermaid song right. It was stored on an incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad had already had to glue together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship? By gluing them together. Perfect singing. Aww, thank you, Fizzy. Mom moved to the living room and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Olya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She would toss and turn to curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped to take her mind off all the troubles we had with the move and our parents. Ah! But then Olya said she saw the giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of these ridiculous fears. Olya refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After last night, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words. What to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? That night I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking what to expect from my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew long, twisting hallways that led to a classroom full of kids. But all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures, cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked inside these holes. It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me and beat me down, stomp me on me with their bloodied shoes? The damn school can burn for all I care. I just wish for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. What did I miss? You missed me getting jump scared by an owl. Also, hi Feather! Welcome, welcome! I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider or some sort of a monster. What does that make me then? I have glasses. Am I a monster? I guess I am. I am very scary after all. My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the walls. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olia begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. Scary baby demon bunny. I am not a baby or a demon! The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in cold voice, "You've got the wrong number." Or, "Anton is not around." Anton is not around. I imagine my future classmates lying on their beds just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. I'd say a demon is a monster. I'm not a demon! You have till session starts. Or at least bunnies are. I'm a monster. I'm a monster because I'm a bunny. You promised me warning too. I've seen bits of Watership Down. Oh, you poor soul. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all? But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? There's nothing wrong with glasses. What is this game with glasses? Honorary demon. I'm not demon! Do you know they did a 3-season TV series of Watership Down? Did they? I didn't know that. Should I watch it? I'll think about it. I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet. My mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though, I can't really call it new, was completely different. Oh wait, no, I read it. Bun too young to see. Bun too young of you to see that. What do you mean? I'm old. I'm pretty much an adult. I'm no baby. I'm a big boy bun. I guess. Don't forget, you promised me a warning that the session will be starting soon. Sure you are. I am. I'm a big boy bun. I'm a big boy bun with big boy things to do, like budgeting and doing my finances, and grown up stuff, and grown up stuff like paying rent, bun taxes. Also, hang on. Wait. So this is auto, backlog, glossary. Settings. I think I'm gonna turn off the voice acting because it's a bit awkward for me to wait until they finish talking if I'm still gonna be reading anyways. You know? It was silent and easygoing during the day. Its shadow lay dormant in the corners, on the closet cobwebs, and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Imps don't have to deal with that. My cozy tomb isn't a rental. Oh, that's nice. I want to get one someday, but housing sucks. I have to get one one myself one day. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as if the old photos of my deceased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in the place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house were performing some sort of demonic melody. Maybe the house is demonic and not me. Imps still have to pay taxes, oof. And then I realized I was in fact hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. It was mixed in with the sound of the wind, of the creaking old house, and my thoughts too. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone's playing it there amidst the cold, snowy night. Right? I have a bad feeling about this. What? I see one humanoid shape, a bear, a wolf, and a bird. Someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out, with the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment and then coming back. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly, the music had stopped. Uh-oh. Wait. There's 5 figures now. Wait, no, there was wait. No, there's 5 figures now. We're only 4 just now. I think they know that I'm watching. Chat, stay incredibly still. They won't notice you if you don't move. Just stay incredibly still. The dancing shadow froze in place, making its way pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. They noticed! Glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch-black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like the bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed. They saw me. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guests move and scrape around, looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with the blanket as if it could protect me. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remembered the funeral. My grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling up her eyelids with their little tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside the sockets, and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure, and now lying under the blanket listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. Sounds like a fun time? Yeah, they're wolves, not T-Rexes. Parties, 1 minute rolling. Go get ready for game. We'll lurk for channel points and stream will be muted. Good luck, Quincy. Thank you, Senator. Have fun. Tell me how D&D goes later. I had the term wrinkly eyeballs. I was too immersed to realize they said wrinkly eyeballs. Oh, dehydrated eyeballs. Actually, I would try that. Not gonna lie. I should try and dehydrate some fish eyeballs. That would be fun. On the island of Boyan, underneath the blemished sun and the sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood. They lay lard and ashen hair for the spawn from Devil's Lair, to feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil leave this house must, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hanged man, and then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, hurriedly clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the floors intently as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust! I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. Did they break the window? And then... The doorknob twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more, and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped from here. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. The door creaked and opened. The wind haunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now, you'll see. The door was wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. Sha. It was as if the night itself was calling up to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. Ashes to ashes, you're gonna burn with the rest of us. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tosha, you asleep? My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. It's a trap! I almost screamed from relief. Olya, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Olya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. Staring at me. Shoo her away, Tosha, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hit somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you. Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure myself? Oh, that's a heart-wrenching little detail. Chat, I don't know if you can see, but she's shaking. They animated her to shake. I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Or does Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have the scary bird? That question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window and it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tosha, you coming? Yes, just a moment. Ah! What the heck? What the heck? That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olya and her owl in the morning. Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guests could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In a closet. Under the table. Behind the curtains where Olya always hides. Tosha, come here. I felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet but still dragged them towards the hallway. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. Wait, policeman? They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars, worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer who wore a grim expression nodded. A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name's Vova. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held on a photograph for me. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured with a wall carpet as a backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a white smile. No, I haven't. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window. That's right. Your windows look straight to the forest, don't they? The window. No, I haven't seen anything. I see. He sounded tired, but his eyes, his stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt, which his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling which I haven't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit. It's just... our little daughter misses the city a lot. This is the city, huh? But the locals been treating you well. Yes, everything is alright, thank you. The policeman pierced through me once more time with his brown eyes. My head started spinning. Can I help you somehow? I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end this unpleasant conversation sooner. Now that I think about it, you look just like one of my nephews, little fella. He's a witty boy around your age, wears the same type of goggles. I was engrossed in reading those mystery novels. He told me he wants to enroll in police school when his family visited this summer. Wanted to help other people just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. You know what? Little boys like you shouldn't stay home. Should stay at home. Stay away from trouble. Times have changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice. You don't say. Ah, well then. What grade are you in, Anton? 6. Have you made any friends here so far? Not yet. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break. Ah, then I'll leave you my number, just in case. Call me if you have any new info. The policemen were gone along with the shadow, the smell of cheap cologne and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him, being all alone there. For some reason I thought the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I had gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually? Oh, well, thank you for the hydrate, posture check, and stretch. Gonna drink some coffee and hydrate using my normal water. Doing a lot of talking, need to keep that throat moist. Yeah. If I go for longer, I might take a break and make some tea. That always do well with my throat. I'm also gonna go blow my nose. I'm gonna go blow my nose. Nose. Alright, I blew my nose. Sorry if I sound a bit nasally. I do have a blocked nose. Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it. Poor child. I looked out the window and at the road. The police UAZ drove off towards the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windows. I remembered all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. Your average boys and girls investigate all sorts of mysteries there. They look for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, BAM! Solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policeman footprints that led to the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy. And I'll get a reward. Olya will be so happy. And not only Olya, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels for a while. Aw, poor child. It's not you. It's not the kids sometimes. It's not the kids. Your parents just fall out of love, and that's completely normal. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. I fantasize about buying Olya Tamagotchi and getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. Ah, Tamagotchis. Why buy a Tamagotchi when you can just go find yourself a VTuber? I'm essentially a Tamagotchi. You guys have to water me, you guys have to make me exercise, you guys have to feed me, you guys have to remind me to feed me, you guys have to remind me to sleep. I'm basically a Tamagotchi. Right? What do Tamagotchis do? Are they like Pokemon that say their own name? Come on! We also have to punish you when you get out of line. That's not what's supposed to do, Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi. No! It's cold! It's cold! Why am I chained down too? Dang it! And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Yo, Kinder Surprise! It's been a long while since I've had a Kinder Surprise. Have you guys ever had a Kinder Surprise? They're really good. I like the chocolate. The toy could be better though. The toys suck. Not gonna lie. They're also hella expensive too. Ugh, God. When was the last time my parents bought us any toys? Last autumn, I think. My dad had lost his job at the time. Just an annoying song about it. I had little to no idea what was the accountant's job like. They count money, I think. Neighbors used to envy us, but nowadays Mom and Dad barely had any money to afford sweets, and Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olya. Sometimes they gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a peepsqueak. I could wait to go out looking for clues. I'm going outside! Yeah, right. You want the police to go around with your photograph next? The forest is so thick. What if the boy got snatched up by wild animals or something even worse? Even worse, I could throw the hallway. I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I said, or should I repeat myself? Better go pack your school bag or play with Olya. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom had the last word. Oh. Oh. The cross had been seen so many people come and go in this house. It was black as if it absorbed all human sin from the long years it was hanging under the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was going to take it off and hang a horseshoe in its place as a lucky charm, but she cut herself with the cross's sharp corners and almost fell from the stepladder. Dad called it a sign from above and ordered the cross to be left alone in its rightful place. Whoa, that's ominous. My parents prohibit me from making long-distance calls, but from time to time I really want to hear my old friends. Sometimes I would just pick up the phone and listen to the low hum of the zoomer and the distant crackling, imagining the wind howling in the ice-laden courts. Mom's peg top, a family relic. My mom played with it when she was little, then she gifted it to me. Olia was next in the succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She stared at the dancing spindle as if it could show her something. A fairy tale, or maybe even our future. Now even my little sister was a bit too old for the old squeaky peg top. What's in the closet? The dark, stuffy closet? Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know it doesn't smell? She hates when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself with a freshly sharpened axe. And Olia can't even be lured close to it. She thinks Baba is leaving there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door and turned on the dim lamp, so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs, dad's tools, and scratched walls. She still didn't believe me. And I liked to hide in the closet and listen to Olia count aside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. And then drag her feet on the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the crap monster's den. Mom said not go outside, but... Oh, that's neat. The decrepit and stain-covered calendar was once my favorite form of entertainment in Grandma's house. I remember waking up and running to the kitchen so I could tear off yesterday's leaf first thing in the morning, as if the coming day would get lost in the tiger forest without my help. One day closer to New Year's, one day closer to Grandma's funeral. I haven't touched the calendar for years now. Since the time they started writing dark and spooky death chants that only made me gloomy instead of funny proverbs and superstitions to be exact. I grabbed the dusty calendar leaf with caution and it tore off effortlessly. Sadly, the spooky description from my childhood was still there. 7 horses carry the log. If 7 can carry, bring the 8 from a fairy. They will take it away and never come back. This is the fate the log cannot escape. I crumpled the grey leaf and threw it into the waistband, hoping to get rid of the anxiousness that washed over me. It was spreading inside me like an ink stain on blotting paper. The side of an old ocean freezer would check it with my childish drawings, Mom's recipes, and all kinds of stickers from bubblegum with dinosaurs that Oya likes so much. Among the still life picture hung a piece of ruled paper with the phone number of the police officer who visited us. First Lieutenant Tikhonov. I read inside my mind, licking the officer's sprawling handwriting. A scrap of paper was held by 2 pieces of broken magnets from old Soviet toy, and those pictures just barely covered up the numbers as if to taunt me. I leaned towards it to unveil the mystery and take the piece to a safer place where it would wait for its time when I would finally find Vova and be the first to call the police with the happy news. Anton! Mom's reproachful eyes stared at me. What do you need it for? Hands off, you'll lose it. Anchoring my mom was the last thing I wanted, so I lowered my hand. It was difficult to lie to my mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture's dim and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Ah, you're killing me here. So have you had enough of shooting those stupid ducks now? Told you the kinetoscope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just a setting. Please, go see for yourself. Strange, you'd work fine in the morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it? Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Olia's room. Well, escape! Freedom! I opened the front in and went into the field, carefully so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw the silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. Loot! That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there, distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling under the snow alongside me, and a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olia. The time reached its limit, a one-way trip that ended at the forest's tiny stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Olivia turned to stone, listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing, or spent time together. Almost like it was all of it was in a previous life. When they kissed with Olivia present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed. Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who though? From the people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous home? The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything? And somewhere far away a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked away. They were only me, this white field, and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and belts of powdered snow. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Knobby trees, roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles froze into the ice. Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow, and when I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? The senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of a Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. He was also always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help them find the lost boy? Vova! I heard a distant shout, looked like it came from the river. Vova! As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vova! It sounded closer to me. Someone was standing there, behind the trees, hiding. Vova! I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. It still is, or was it bent unnaturally towards the ground? I don't quite see it? Wait. Chat? Do you guys see it? I don't quite see said figure. Bent unnaturally to the ground. Where? I don't see it. Or am I just not looking right? It's blackness. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Ah! A shadow slid from the tree and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reigned for a painfully long time. My muscles were tightly sprung, my heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thick of the night sprint. But nothing of the sort happened. I looked at the mitten once more. We're not cowards, we're taking it. I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Vova! A sharp rumble across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply. That's a lot of shadowy figures. I stepped toward the brisk trees and tried to claim my find. It didn't budge. I pulled harder, the branch cracked and the mitten tore off, landing on my hand with a squishy sound. All too heavy. Wet. I squeezed it without thinking and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny string between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snow pile. It was blood, isn't it? Oh god, it's blood. It's blood, isn't it? I frozenly studying my palms in disgust. Red. Oh no! The sound of crackling branches invaded the silence. I didn't have time to think twice before running away. Run, fool, run! Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches, closing the distance with giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. But there was one more voice, probably one of reason. He gave me strength and spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Their nostrils sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run, don't look back. It felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing became vicious like quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg from the mushy trap just to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boots slipped out of the hole and my soles were on a hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump. From there, ran to my house. Its gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. That house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hidden under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks, as if a dog was striking the wood with his paws, demanding to be let in so it could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed his marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it immediately gave away. Close the door! I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it in place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stood blanketed at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of that pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Freezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out the window and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. I snuck at a glance at the door. The smell's gone, and the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course. Here, a mere 5 minutes away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring, and with the last bite of strength I had left my body to. I know, bad. My legs gave way. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mass of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as well as before as all those quarrels. She definitely saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where you've been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you too? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel, her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking a secret? There was someone chasing me. I thought I started as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned towards me and sniffed my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes with suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant as she covered my mouth with her hand. Look over there. The fence! My heart started thumping as if it became prey once again, and my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratching at the door just like in my nightmare. Mom beckoned me with her finger and gathered all my remaining bravery to look into their kitchen window facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter pattern on the glass. Dogs. Just a small pack of strays with no name and owner, barely reminding of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd be rather scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me. Like a bunny. And what if they were a rabbit? The smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. Why would they take Olya? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive. Huh? What? Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in annoyance and felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden corner just to keep myself from crying. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. And what for? What use do I have for this? Mitten. Of course! A dark and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy may squish its on my hand. Seems like I was clutching it the whole time. This is my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom. Mom, look, this is Vova's mitten. That boy the police were asking about in the morning. It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging in a tree. I can show where. Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to. Mom, look! Ew! A shadow of doubt slowly crept into Mom's contorted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the image slips away. Stop this moment! Olya will go insane if she hears you. She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time. You joke around like this? At that moment I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. What? Wait. Huh? Wait. It was covered with blood just now. What? There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy, cried Wolf. Oh, just don't stand there. Come take your pills. A golden colored pill reminiscent of a dead wasp fell into my palm. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home and Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night and you have your school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Door. Maybe it wasn't Vova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And only his owl. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside me again anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawning indifference along with it. Anton? You done? See? You can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom. I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes. Oh! Take it! Yippee! Hello, teacher! Welcome! I hope you have a wonderful day today. Thank you for the follow! Welcome to the garden. I hope you have a wonderful time here in the garden today. We're playing Tiny Bunny. Do be warned, this game has a few warnings. Fizzy, you want an awawa? Awawa! Do be warned of warnings, and please have a seat and enjoy the story. As if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything alright? You had the exact same expression when the policeman asked you about the window. I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. Oh, she blinked out her existence. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor, Olya was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jafar's and Lago's voices died down. I walked past Olya's bedroom and slipped into my own. Ugh. The forest didn't look as grim during the day. The tangled trees, branches in the distance, and the snowy field between our house and the forest brought sleepiness to my eyes. But sometimes I would still catch myself looking at the window at the icy treetops instead of doing my homework. When the drawers was empty, I hid them in there. The simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed, and only then I noticed there was someone behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to the medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor. It reminded me of burial sheets. Olya? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried lips. Yeah, Olya, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached towards the curtains. I would not do that if I were you. But beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well that they were looking back at me. They're looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled up on the curtains. Ah! Gotcha! I knew it was here from the beginning. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Olya's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I just retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a light, woven child. I saw everything. Oh, really? What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little, before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice. It's nothing, just... Olya ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked, You stole something and hid it there? Are you a thief? What? Don't be stupid. I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind, that mitten hanging from the tree branch. Ah! What if I did steal it after all? From the force? From a tilted figure standing behind black trees. Hey! Hi, Shadow! Hiya, welcome. I hope you're having a good day today. Welcome. Doing some tiny bunny today. I hope you enjoy some Quincy narration. Cthulhu caught you. Cthulhu, you guys are playing D&D. Go, shoot. Play Cthulhu, play D&D. Sillies. I'm at work in my lunch break. Aw, you work today? That sucks. I hope you have a good day at work, Shadow. Be careful on your back. I'm God mode. What do you mean, God mode? Activating bun punishment. Sad day indeed. Very sad. I hope your day goes by quickly. Or at least you get some funny stories out of today. Olya could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted to. Then show me. Swear that you won't tell anyone, then I'll show you. Olya wore a plotting smile. I swear on Mom's heart. I know she heard in one of the movies about the pioneers we've watched. Don't say things like that. Olya nodded and made the gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity that was flashing in her giant eyes. Is this going to be blood or is this going to be snow? I opened the drawer and Olya leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter. Is this someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw. A certain boy lost it and got lost himself. Now you do understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right? It must be really cold out there. That's not the point. Yeah. Will they find him? They will. The police are going house to house showing his photo to everybody. Olya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going to the houses and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. They've already scouted the forest. Yeah, right, flashed in my current mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where darkness, cold, and wisp of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, how did they miss the method? Or did it appear later? For me. I changed the topic, as trying to get Olya as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself. A lot of stuff like in the Wheel of Fortune. Sounds cool, right? Olya wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredible adult eyes, uncharacteristic of her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense! An owl won't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's... how should I put it? It's cursed or something. Just like in Fairy Tale? No, more like in that spooky tape our parents hide from us. Olya shivered and stole a glance at the window. I saw you running away. Someone was chasing you? No, it's just... I was turning back home so Mom won't be worried. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. We're lucky. Mom won't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the tower. Can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. And you have me in your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what? I wish for my next birthday, I'd wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could go and play together like we used to. Yeah, and if you make them as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Oh, you giggled, tugged on my sleeve. Tusha, let's go watch Aladdin. To take one over my desire to be with my little sister, I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. I'm too tired. I don't want to. Come on, it's so boring alone. Mom's always busy. Oh, thank you, stream moments. Stretchies and sippies. You can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. Not all of your taste by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happens after that. Let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know, let's play hide and seek. No, Olya. Draw me a dino. Olya, please. Draw it! Leave me alone already. I blew it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken back. I never scream at my little sister like that. Olya stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Olya from crying. Alright, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hand on her soft head. Let's go. Watch Peter Pan. Boo! You'll fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt boundless. I promise. I won't. And I'll draw you a full Triceratops later. Hooray! Triceratops! Well, close enough. Olya rubbed her eyes with a sleeve of her pajamas and a shining smile returned to her face. I go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread and you rewind the tape. The bread is fresh just how you like it. Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk. That sounds really good right now. Or you'll be yelled again. But I bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. Olya disappeared at the doorway and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. I'll be right back, chat. I need to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, chat, I'm back. Oh, what? Oh god. Alright, let's turn on the TV. The old photon TV was getting dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. The tube warmed up and familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. What? It was a dark taiga forest just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently, I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe we should tinker with the antenna. What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, well, yeah, had asked me to find the tape. It would be nice to disappoint her, but in my CP state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Alright, let's get to searching. I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. Aww! I found the tape I needed thanks to its shabby spine. I got the black rectangle from its box. Shabby spine. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. The rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images whirled into my head, me and Olia flying about the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My little sister is laughing, but her smile became more and more forced with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath us part, burying the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped among the trees. The wings are no longer built to fly, to hold us and Olia. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought a tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. I rubbed my eyes. No, come sit. Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Alia was entertained by the cartoonish dog, Nana. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too? Yeah, right. I'll have my own dog in the Neverland, and a cat, and a parrot. Olia smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me. Have you lost all of your baby teeth? Obviously. Olia frowned deep in thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth. What if they wouldn't let you go to his land with adult teeth? Well, we'll think of something. Let's adapt to alter your age in the passport. And why would Dad forge documents? Olia took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. I heard Mom did that before. It'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Olia got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. As if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where no one ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights to the sound of broken plates at night. I felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. Tusha, shut the curtains, fast! Why? No one's watching you. It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared. Ah! I see an eye! I see an eye! I got out of bed, finding my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. I did my best not to look outside, towards the treetops, toward Tiger Forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from the shadow of branches scraping the snow. Tusha, Mom thinks I made the owl up, and Dad too thinks I'm lying since I'm small. But the owl exists! Honestly, it does! You do believe me, right? That it comes every night and... I swiftly grabbed Olia's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. It doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed. Like it's made up, just like mom and dad say. You get tired of waiting and fly away. Is she asleep now? We followed Peter Pan's adventure as if nothing had happened, as if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents were tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile and Captain Pan? That's new. I was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olia's eyelids had dropped. She started snorting lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Olia's room. I was looking out the window, studying the field, when Mom peeked into my room. Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You're not only to be teased for being sleepy, right? Adults think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do you want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up that I can't fully understand my own desires. The force behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. It has come, after all. The day I feared the most, the first day of new school term. Episode 2, Time to Play With You. That was the first episode? Oh wow. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most of the kids with glasses. Probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. That would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Did they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. I sadly sneak out the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peacefully sleeping Olia. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. God mod here. Hey no! Everyone behaving? Yes, everyone is behaving. Cthulhu said we can check out stream while we take a break. How things? Good, good. I might end soon because my nose is feeling very stuffy. And it's getting very hard to read. Plus I've been live for almost 2 hours, so that's normal. The clock was spraying me on with its hands. I need to hurry. Faster, faster. I was too fast, so I needed it to circle the hallway once again. Aw, poor Bun. Hope you feel better soon. I'm not sick. I just have a very stuffy nose. Stuffy bunny. No stuffy bunny! Bad. Boiling lava was bursting out the cracks between floorboards. I need to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hoppity, like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a groove full of wolves. Oh, thank yous. Also, why did I not hear anything from Dad? Wait, hang on. Is this sound? Oh yeah, there it is. I just didn't hear it. Okay. I was concerned that mixed up sound was not coming true. Don't smug at me. I was like doing the line thing whenever I walked on tiles. Had to walk on the lines, or sharks get you. Rawr. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was as good as of someone being led up the scaffold towards the guillotine. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on 2 floorboards at the same time. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes writhed in my belly, the fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I needed to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. This darkness never fully left the houses around here. I took my time, tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit in the semi-dark into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I cannot remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. That's really dark! The sky was akin to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got that. Don't poop me. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with the long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a tall cluss that I am, could lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into my new life towards dubious adventures, and tagged alone like an old buddy pushing me on the back. Wide shadows that pines throughout covered the territory of the clearing. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hit my nose on the coat's collar. I was squeezing through the thin firebreak, my hair ruffled up in my back, hunched forward. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. How game man been going good? Been going good. I finished the first episode. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In the darkness, trees reminded me of a shaggy old woman that smelled of burial earth. The trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. Then my parents would be walking around these parts screaming my name. But the dead can answer the living. Ah! Baba. Or can they? Quincy? Yes? Bad! Bad. A sense of panic was running my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now. It saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. Can we you in an hour? It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. I am. The wind and the birds were left behind the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. But it's... No, I won't. I refuse. I refuse. I walked listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger, as if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast in my neck crunch. The tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Is that the 9999 redeem? A bun? Yes, that is the redeem. The tree branch overlapped, forming a natural tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into an unending creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Or did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I mean, either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. Country road, take me home! I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail would shrink. Clawed hands would grip me by the shoulders, turning me around and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. Break almost over. What do you think, Bun? They deserve fun shop or evil shop? Fun shop! The bridge supports bathed in a spring tarry and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest, then snorted, trying to calm my breathing. The thicket was pretending to be asleep and looked peaceful, lifeless. I'm sure you guys can get a better warranty for for fun shop. Have fun back to game. Bye bye! Enjoy! The thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, lifeless. The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road, illuminated by sparse lamplights. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could, from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps, just like in that game, where you need to be the first to proclaim, "I'm protected!" It's just in a case that protection was flimsy as best, with darkness thriving outside its bounds. Then I noticed something remarkably eerie. Ah! In a place where the light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. Ah! Ah! It once felt like its features deterred light, its unnatural pose, and so feared. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there, blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. Hello? But the shadow didn't disappear and even got closer. My insides were gripped with horror. I stepped back and almost fell into the small snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice. "Sticking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul?" Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking such a silky voice here, between the forest and dormant village? Will you say something, dummy? A cat on your tongue? Alright, I'll bite off your nose then. That'll teach you not to poke it in a place it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself from getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. A mask! It's just a girl with fox eyes on. At least, I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my face. I was just going to school and then you... What about me? Never seen a fox feed a dog? Puppy! And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's leg. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably. Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered loud, lowered his ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging his tail. I guess I still smelled the bologna that I ate for breakfast. Bologna? Bologna. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird. So you didn't mean to, huh? Oh god, this town's full of furries. By people. What's your name? I'm Anton. And you? And I'm not. She's weird. Definitely has a couple of loose screws. But she has a nice voice. Oh, you can see her eyes now! My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl, I didn't know, it was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asked me about my friends at a new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox. Do you live around here? In the village? Oh. The fox girl giggled and purred. She spun around so hard the hem of her coat lifted up. No, dummy. Foxes don't live in the villages. So you live in the forest then? I've been living under a rock. It's obvious that foxes can survive anywhere near humans, as long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask, papier-mâché with fur glued on it. The dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. That would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks. He called it a gift from the bunny. The stray strolled towards me with mincing footsteps with a pleading look on his eyes. The fox had definitely treated it with something, but it was probably still hungry. Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning? Going to a costume party? The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off her nose. and human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast, a real fox, agile, cunning, dangerous. A moment of hesitation and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. I couldn't help but just stand there as a stump, until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask. I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed, went right up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in a zoo once when we went there with Dad, but it had patchy fur and was gray and skinny. But this girl was off fiery color and furry, just like in fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers, searching for the dark street, stumbled upon some soft crumbled object. You'll see. The real beasts will wake up soon. You should ask them where they got their human faces. The girl's face shadow was dancing in the lamplights. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my finding in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanted to get its feet, and the fox just snorted. That was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. It was still dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I stopped my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know. So, are you going to school? Oh my, you're a real dummy. Don't you get it? Well, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me, calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and his stupid dog. Why are you so mean? Don't answer if you don't want to. It's not like I care. Baka! Still, something froze me in place, tugged me towards the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn. Oh, stop pouting. Look here. Zulka took a liking to you. The dog was digging through the snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house in its timbered front through the whiteness. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light. And maybe someone else too. I went red again, like a boiled crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hoped that the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment for the girl. I cleared my throat before asking. And who's that person? I waited, counting my heartbeat. The fox didn't reply. A sly stare was scanning the frosty panels of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. Could be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized that it was just my mitten. My mom was stuffing in there when I was asleep. A certain missing boy immediately came to mind. Hey, do you know about Vova? I imagined the scene, Swiss dancing in the clearing. The dance on the night when Vova had disappeared. A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remember my birthday when our parents promised to take me and Olia to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long-anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight, but greenness shattered their relationship. If only I could fix everything, get everybody I love and take them to Disneyland. On the night before I disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. It could be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out. Oh, that got you worried? For yourself or for someone else? Olia, as soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened and cold sweat steamed down my spine. Well then, listen closely, a boy named Anton. This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly. And I'm not its only tenant. The other beasts already know about you. Beware, we'll come again tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking. When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance. Macarena! Macarena! Hey, Macarena! Huh? Hey, Macarena! Look at you, Muffs gave Antusha. He saw me in his window at night. Yeah, right. Are you by any chance a dimwit? Nobody would let me go outside that late. Children go missing here, you know. I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death. Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses? I was also nearsighted once. Listen to me and maybe you'll become smarter. Remember what do they call foxes? Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her. Hey, what did you... I'm sorry. Her laughter was akin to the jiggle of a pair of silver bells. Just pulling your leg. Of course we're cunning. If you're agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll have a look for your vulva. There's a reason why you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insult was alarming. I know why children have been swarming our forest recently. Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff there. One day I saw a huge pile of candy once and I swam in it until my jaws cramped. A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time. Boo, so wary. Well, what would you say to this then? Oh, wow, that's all candy. She held her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold in markets or in kiosks. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treats. A familiar name was on it. Turbo. A triangle fox face poked her nose towards me. Take some. My pockets are full of these. You know what they say? Don't take candy from a stranger, but... They always say human stranger, and this is a fox, so it should be fine. I accepted the treat and catching a whiff of the girl's smell. Fur, fireworks, and citrus, the smell of holidays. My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma entered my nostrils and something else. Something unfamiliar, but pleasant. The fruity cube ended up in my mouth. I started moving my molars, chewing the gum. It tasted like your usual Turkish gum, only my tongue went a bit numb. I couldn't believe my luck after opening the insert. I look at a Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and hence desirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood. Oh, cool! My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned. This is... Now do you see what can be found in the forest? Still, I wouldn't go there alone if I were you. You get so flustered over so simple bubblegum after all. Imagine what would happen if you find a travel case worth of these. It'll surely blow your mind. Unusual treats, just like everything else about her. I carefully hid the insert in my bag as I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. Who are you? I refrained asking the question. She wouldn't answer anyway, or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. She was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl. What if Vova will also found a snow pile with sweets and is now rolling in it? Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest? He must be so cold without his second mitten then. Wait. How do you know he's missing a mitten? Wait. How did she know? The wind caught her words like smoke from fire and carried from the darkness into the creepy thickets. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches. Or what if something to happen to him along the way? Something terrible. The voice reacted to her words, became alive. It sniffed me out, pricking it up its ears just like a curious beast. The fox will pierce me with her eyes again. Wild beasts? You find that scary? Well, I don't know. Doesn't know? Oh my, have I befriended a dunce? I didn't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded nice. My grades are good. Really now? Will you come with me, good Green Santa? We'll find your Vova and you'll be able to ask him what you found deep in the forest. As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest. You'll see. Worms of worry writhed in my belly. Better run, whispered in my mind. I don't believe you. Do you take me for a liar? Whatever, you're just like everybody else. The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. The gum felt bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Wear your manners, son." Indeed, this fox was kind to me. Please, don't get mad. Foxes can also be nice. Like in fairy tales. I just need to know what kind of fox you are. The girl giggled, hiding the nose of a mask in her hands. Then follow me into the forest and you get to know me. But not right now, when it gets bright. I mean, your whole body's shaking, you poor thing. I didn't want you to get a stroke. Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of hand where they always run away from me. Well, if we're going in the same direction. We went toward the school in the last dawn. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of the houses and passed after the inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains, dogs allowed occasional barks. Spirals of grey smoke rose from the chimneys. TVs bustled and dishes changed in the kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from slumber while carefully treading the snowy wheel trails. I walked the left one and she took the right. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring out something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence. So, what's your name? Here it comes. Names. You people always need to put labels on everything. What name would you give a fox like me? I don't know, but I've heard about Alyssa the fox. You know what? I don't mind. I'll be Alyssa. I could understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer for the dog from the sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. The school's outline was already in sight. A giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, child laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with Mom when we just moved and the place looked cozy in the time. Empty corridors, it smelled like polished, puffy snow outside. The second time I came alone to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance in track pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last hope of hopes for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and teeth yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion. I'll wait for you in the backyard of school, near the hanged man. Near what? Wait, what? Why is there a hanged man in the school? She just ignored my question. Don't be late. I hesitated, blowing hot and cold again, and Mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Think about Mom helped me reply. I'm going straight home after school. Well, Lantusha, I'm going to let you off the hook, but the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you. Won't be able to shake them off as easily. Remember my words. Ah! Wait! What? Wait! What? She yawned like a fox! That isn't a mask! What kind of trick is this? Someone running the distance called out my name. I instantly turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. No, doggy! It whimpered and ran towards the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Unlucky. After taking a deep breath, I went towards the school, towards Cousin Doe, towards the light raining down into the snow. Right, just checking that. I think we're gonna end it here. Ah, my nose is very blocked. Very stuffy nose. let's go check someone to raid. I think today's raid masters will be Fox Raid. Yeah, that's your raid message for today, chat. Is anyone actually playing Tiny Bunny? Hang on. Oh. Oh, no one live right now is playing Tiny Bunny. Alright. I guess, what do you want to raid? You know what? Let's trade a slime dragon named Remy. See? Boop. They're currently playing the Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Pumpkin King. So yeah, it'll be a fun watch. So with that said, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time here in the garden today, and please don't forget me. And if you don't, feel free to come by to the garden again next time. Please send. Oh. Please go send your full support to Remy, and I'll see you all again next time. But until then, bye bye!